Hey, how's it going, guys? And in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can host your React application. So I have a very, very basic React application, and we have the home page and then the React routers implemented so that you can route to a different page. And so if you click these two buttons, you go to the home page and you go to the different page. So let's go look at the code here, and this is pretty much it, right? You have your package.json, package.lock.json. And so now all we're going to do is in our terminal, we are going to run the npm run build command. And so what this does is it takes everything from your source, your public, and anything from your node modules, and it will combine it into this build folder, which is basically your production ready code deployment in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So now you can see we've put it all into static assets, and so like we have our index.html here, and that's going to be the home page that we see. And so now that we have our build folder, we're going to go ahead and find it in our folder structure and put it into a zip file. So I'll pull this over here and we can go into our example React app. We can find our build folder and right click it and then compress to zip. The next thing we're going to do is go back to our cPanel. So here, close out of this. And now that we're in our cPanel, we want to navigate to our file manager. In here, again, like in previous lectures, we only want to touch the public HTML folder. And in here, we're going to upload our new build zip folder. So we'll take our build here and drag it and drop it. And we will click the go back to a username or go back button, and that's fine. And so now here's our build.zip located in our files, and we're going to click on the extract button, extract files, close, and then now we get our build and our build.zip. You can go ahead and delete the build.zip and skip the trash as to save space on your cPanel. And then we can double click into our build folder, and we are just going to simply select all. And we're going to click move, and we're going to put it in the public HTML and select move files. And again, like in a previous lecture, the reason that we need it in this directory, in the public HTML directory, rather than it was still in the build directory, is so that when we go to the URL, we don't have to put /build into it. It can just be our domain. So now all of our assets are here, and we can delete the build folder as well, because that is no longer needed. And if we go to our domain, right, we will get our page. Now, something interesting is going to happen, and I'll show you that in a second. So we're going to click on the to different, right, and it's going to say, you know, there's a 404, it can't be found. So why is that, right? So if you're using like the React router, basically, and I'm going to draw this out for you. So when you have your website that's written in React, right, here's your website, and it's on the web server now. Whoops. Basically, React Router does this thing where when the client requests your website, right, makes a request to your website for the website, it then returns all of the static files. And so now it can, on the client side, it will route all of the traffic on the client side as to avoid having to make multiple calls to the web server. So what happens if the client puts in a path directly? Well, for us, the path is /different. So then there's our domain right here, and then there's /different. So basically, the client is making a request for /different to the web server, and the web server doesn't understand that request because it doesn't understand the React router. So what's going to happen is the website is going to return a 404, meaning that it couldn't find the path that you were looking for. So how do we fix this? Well, basically, we need something called a .ht access file, and this is very particular to Apache web servers, which is what cPanel is built on. So what the .htaccess file does is anytime there's a request made for any path, right, to the web server, it will then attempt to read the .htaccess file, and the .htaccess file tells the Apache web server how to route the traffic so that it will actually return the /different path instead of a 404. Okay, cool. So let's go back to our React app now, and let's head to our cPanel file manager. And so what you're going to want to do is click on the Add File button here, and you're going to name it .htaccess. And select the Create New File button. So you might not be able to see this, and if you don't, go ahead and click on the Settings button and select here the Show Hidden Files, .files, and then click Save. So now that I have this empty file here, I'm going to select the Edit button and select the Edit button again. And I'm going to paste in the contents that are needed for the .htaccess file. So this is all you need for a React app. Do not, you don't need to understand it fully. I know it looks like nonsense. So simply just write all of this into the file, right? And then select Save Changes. And then once those changes are saved, you can see success. Click on the Close button. And now you'll see that if we refresh the page, the .htaccess has bytes in it, and when we go back to our React app, if we select on the To Different page, we'll actually get the different page now. And if we go back to home, we'll get the home page. And so this is extremely important for all of your React apps. So make sure you do this before you upload your, make sure you do this when you upload your website for it to be hosted on cPanel. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.